Welcome back to the Kitten and Clucky podcast. If you missed our last episode, Just Runaway, you might want to listen to that before jumping into this one. Now we join our characters to find out, who are the L-Lamas? Kitten, meow meow, and Clucky, bark bark, are two best friends trying to make sense of the world around them. Adventures and discoveries around every bend. Come along and explore with them. Season 4, Episode 6, L-Lamas.
Oh, I don't know if I can go home.
Why not?
Oh, it would be too embarrassing.
What is so embarrassing about running away? I've run away from many things. I am not embarrassed.
Are you afraid the farmer might be mad?
No, it's the L-Lamas.
The what now?
The L-Lamas.
Who are the llamas?
They are the worst. Lloyd, Larry, and Leonard.
Are you stuttering because you are that afraid of them?
No, that's how they say their names, because llama is spelled with 2 L's at the beginning. They all have names with 2 L's as well.
But the second L in llama is silent. You don't pronounce it.
It is not llamas. Well, they say llamas, and they say both L's in their names as well.
Why are there 2 L's in llama?
Because the word llama comes from South America, where they speak Spanish. In Spanish, the double L is pronounced the way English speakers would pronounce the Y in yard. In English, the double L at the beginning of a word, llama, is pronounced just as if it were a single L. In other words, English speakers borrowed the spelling from Spanish, but altered the pronunciation.
So, if we were in South America, it would be pronounced llama and not llama?
Correct, Bridget. So, their names would actually be Yoid, Yeri, and Yennard?
That certainly makes the evil llamas seem less scary.
I completely agree. Llamas are petrifying.
What? They can fly too? No, Clucky. Petrifying. Not flying. It means they make someone so frightened that they are unable to move.
I did not mention the llamas to you when I told you about my journey to Washington. Oh la la, mon Dieu. I thought for sure that it was going to be the end of my 9 lives. I encountered one as I meandered through a pasture, and suddenly I was covered in this disgusting green substance. Then it tried to bite at me and kick me, and it had crazy toes that would try to stab at me. I barely got away. Thankfully, there was a fence that it couldn't cross, so that's how I made my escape. Then it took several days before I was able to get all this green goo off of my fur. And I haven't even mentioned the disgusting smell it had. Do you know how difficult it is to get away from a smell when it is yourself?
That sounds ghastly.
I was very fortunate to find a stream the next day to bathe myself complètement. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would not have gone completely mad smelling so badly and feeling so disgusting.
I agree, they are so mean. Hee-haw! The farmer put me in their fenced pasture a few days ago. I think he said that he thought we might get along and I could make some new friends. I must have heard him wrong because they were not friendly.
What did they do?
Well, at first they seemed okay. They introduced themselves and then they started asking me some questions.
That does not sound so bad.
Not nice questions like all of you ask, but questions like, why are you so small? Lloyd said I barely come up to his knees, but that was actually not true. I was almost to his shoulder. However, he had to bend his neck almost in half to look at me.
That is not very nice.
Larry said, "Why are your ears drooping down? It makes you look even smaller and sadder." I tried to tell him that for a long time they stood up, but I was sad and I was missing Ella and Percy. They started chanting, "Look lonely, look little, look loser" at me.
They sound just awful. Do they add an extra L to everything?
I think just the words that start with L. Then Leonard asked, "What is wrong with your feet? You have just one hoof at the end. What good is that?" I told him that my hooves help me walk on all kinds of land, from grassy fields to rocky paths, without problems. I can even carry heavy loads and pull carts. My hooves are very stable.
What did he say to that?
He just scoffed and said they could carry heavy loads too, but they have 2 toes and not hooves. They said their toes were better as they could use them to defend against predators. I felt so bad about myself compared to them.
Well, they sound like a pack of bullies.
Then Larry asked if I wanted to play a game. I said yes, I love games.
What was the game?
Spit the tail on the donkey.
What? Spit the tail on the donkey? That does not sound like a very fun game.
It was not. They told me to run and they took turns spitting at me. It was a super gross green gunk.
That's terrible.
Mon Dieu!
Look! Oh, Pharrell, that must have been what you were covered in.
Sacre bleu! These barbaric creatures! We French do not use spit as weapon!
Llamas can spit their cud, that's the partially digested food, 10 to 15 feet. It's a great defense mechanism. Wow, I wonder if they can do rapid fire.
Clunky?
That would be a good idea.
Well, as far as a weapon, it's a pretty good one. How did you get away from them?
I started running and dodging away from them. I got so scared they were gonna hit me with one of their gross green globs, but I saw a section of the fence where the top board was down and I ran for it. I was not sure I could do it, but as I got close, I took a flying leap and luckily I cleared the fence. Then I just kept running.
That is positively dreadful. We can certainly understand why you ran away.
Why do you think the farmer would put you in with such mean animals?
I don't think he knew how mean they would be to me. The farmer is very nice. He just gets a bit busy taking care of all his other animals and does not have time to spend with me. The llamas are usually in the pastures with the sheep anyway. They are the protectors of the sheep.
Why do sheep need protecting?
How do the llamas protect the sheep?
Sheep are not always very aware of their surroundings. They're mainly focused on eating grass all day. They barely look up. I tried to talk to a few of them before, but they pretty much ignored me. They also don't have any way to defend themselves besides running away, and they aren't particularly fast. The llamas have very large ears and can hear much better than the sheep. They are much larger and do have a lot more ways of defending themselves than the sheep. If they sense danger, they will herd the sheep up to the barn, and if a predator does come by, the llamas will spit and bite and kick it in defense of themselves and the herd.
So I guess they are not all bad, but they certainly could use some manners. Do you think they are that mean to the sheep?
I don't think the sheep pay much attention to them. When I have seen them in the field from my pasture, they are usually interacting with the other llamas. They don't seem to pay much attention to the sheep unless they need to make them move up to the barn. Then they will sometimes charge them, frighten them to get moving.
I wonder why they chose to pick on you so much.
Maybe it's the only way they know how to interact. When I see them together in the field, they're usually just grazing. However, if they are interacting with each other, they are usually rather aggressive towards each other. They use their long necks to hit each other and will sometimes spit and bite and kick one another. Now that I think about it, maybe they were trying to include me in their group.
That is certainly a brutish way to make friends. They made you feel so bad that you run off. What will you do now? Will you strike out on your own? Discover more of this wild country that we live in?
I hope not. Now that I've had a moment to calm down and think, maybe it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be.
What? You are not thinking of going back to the farm in those bully llamas, are you?
I'm sure you could stay here for a bit. My human Xander should be down very soon, and when he discovers you, I'm sure he'll get you some help. The mom and dad people will surely know what to do to help. I am all for standing up to bullies and not running away from your problems, but maybe you want a little extra help here.
Do you really think this Xander person could help me?
I don't know if you should all be so trusting of your humans. The last time I trusted a human, I got stuck with this infernal color. Zoot! Does it detect when I am speaking about it?
I doubt it. You have been gone quite a while. I think it's just a coincidence. You should probably head back home.
But I want to find out what happens with Perry. I can help. I've been on an adventure like this before.
Don't worry, Pharrell. I think I hear Xander on his way down. We'll get Perry sorted and let you know what happens.
What if you come back tomorrow? You can see Kitten again.
I would never miss an opportunity to cast my eyes on the fair kitten.
What about me? Club KFC, remember? I'm the C.
I'm still trying to remember where I've heard KFC before.
It's Kitten, Pharrell, and Clucky. Remember, Pharrell?
Ah, yes. Zut, encore! I must return to the barn.
Hey chickens, where are you? Want some worms?
Worms? Over here. I want some.
There you are. Whoa, who is this?
Hee-haw.
Did you all find a new friend?
Yeah? Rock.
Hi buddy, are you friendly?
Hee-haw.
Can I pet you? Oh good boy. Well, I better go get Mom. She'll want to meet you. Stay here, okay? I'll be back down in just a little bit. Plucky, you're in charge until I get back.
Rock.
Bonjour, my poulet friends. Comment ça va? Are you awake?
Oh, hey, Pharrell. Bonjour to you too.
Hi, Pharrell.
And where is my beautiful kitten?
Cheerio, Pharrell. So nice to see you. It's always so brilliant how you always compliment Kitten when you talk about her. Oh, Pharrell, you're back. I'm sure Kitten will be so excited.
She should be down here soon. She usually comes down pretty early. I think I hear her padding down now. Oh, Pharrell, you're here. So early. What brings you by?
Kitten, don't you remember? I invited him to come by today to hear what happened to Perry.
Yes, I didn't realize he would be here at the beginning of the day.
I could not wait any longer. I've been up a daybreak, but I was trying to show some restraint and not come too soon. So, what happened with Perry?
Well, the owners were actually out looking for Perry, and the mom person got in touch with them. They came up and told the mom person that they had found Perry a new home. A friend of their family actually has a donkey rescue.
A donkey rescue? How many donkeys need rescuing to have a whole facility dedicated to donkeys?
I don't think it's that common. It's probably a sanctuary for other retired farm animals as well. A place for them to relax and live out their lives. It turns out they were specifically looking for a miniature donkey to keep company their existing female miniature donkey named Jasmine. I think they're hoping they'll make a love match.
Ah, Amour, that is such wonderful news. So inspirational, no? Think about it, kitten. You and I could go on our own love adventure and visit them at the sanctuary and talk about how wonderful love is.
Oh, Pharrell, it's kind of far, and you've got a collar keeping you local. Perhaps not. That's great news for Perry, though. A girlfriend to keep him company? He'll love that. That's not all. They have other horses in the same field and stable that will keep them company as well.
That sounds lovely. That's great news for Perry.
I think it's perfect for Perry. Anything sounds better than those nasty llamas. Are you starting to do the double L's now too, Clucky? It's catchy.
I still think life in the open carefree is still appealing, but how can you turn down such a great opportunity to find a partner in love?
Love does make the world go around.
Brigitte, it certainly does. I love our family. I love our friends. It certainly makes the world go round and round. Oh, Clucky, speaking of going around, what are our plans today?
Oh, kitten! We have the whole day together?
The whole day? Oh boy, a Club KFC adventure!
What about us?
Well, of course you can come too. KFC and a bunch of hens, it's perfect! Thank you for joining us for today's episode. Have you ever been bullied? How did you deal with it? We'd love to hear your feedback on this episode. Visit us at our website at kittenandclucky.com or on our Facebook and Instagram pages at Kitten and Clucky. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcast and get notified when the next episode comes out. Voices for today's characters were performed by Juliet Hutchins as Perry.
No, it's the llamas.
Christine Rosem as Pharrell.
Llamas are petrifying!
Parker Daniels as Bridget.
So, if we were in South America, it would be pronounced llama and not llama?
Bella.
That is not very nice.
And Brigitte.
That sounds ghastly!
And Amy Daniels as Kitten. It's a great defense mechanism. And Clucky. Wow, I wonder if they can do rapid fire. Today's script was written by Amy Daniels and Christine Rosem. Story inspiration from Juliet Hutchins. The Kitten and Clucky podcast was created, edited, and produced by Amy Daniels, all rights reserved. Special thanks to our theme song composer, Henry Johnson. Did you know he wrote that music when he was only 12 years old? Wow, now that's talent! Other music and sound effects by Epidemic Sound.